The ideas that we're going to show you today have the meaning to move us all towards infinite growth as souls. Jesus said, "Whoever discovers the interpretation of these sayings will not taste death." In 1945, a peasant from Nag Hammadi in Upper Egypt dug up a jar made from red clay. Inside were 13 ancient manuscript scrolls bound with leather, known today as the Qumran Caves Scrolls or the Dead Sea Scrolls. The rest attracts the attention of all researchers. One of the texts was smuggled out of the country and was even offered on the black market. Parts of it got into the Carl Jung Foundation and turned out that it contained the famous Gospel of Thomas. When Emperor First Constantine convened the First Council of Nikea in 325 AD, they examined in details and decided what should remain and what should be removed from the New Testament. That is later known as Christian theology. To put it mildly, they edited and removed whatever suited them, like the Gospel of Thomas, the Book of Enoch, Gospel of Mary, and many others. The universally known theory being that this was done in order for everything to be very easily accessible and understandable to people. But the other theory is a bit more interesting, and it says that the text contained very ancient and powerful knowledge that did not correspond to the direction they wanted to follow, and so the texts were removed. The ideas that we're going to show you today have the meaning to move us all towards infinite growth as souls. It's important to mention that even in the past, there were people that followed these teachings but were burned and killed because of that. They are better known as Gnostics, who unified and shared some of the ideas of esotericism, theosophy, and occultism. Today, we're going to look at this particular not-so-known version of what Jesus had told us. We will look at the Gospel of Thomas. Welcome to the new episode of Secret Origins. The interesting point is that if you're a true follower of what he was saying, why would you deny this perspective, which seems to add even more to the global picture? It's not logical to accept only certain beliefs and quotes about the truth. These are the secret words spoken by the living Jesus and recorded by Didymus Judas Thomas. Jesus said, "Whoever discovers the interpretation of these sayings will not taste death." Here, it's suggested to us in an extremely good way the idea that we as existence, as energy structures, as spiritual beings, we are eternal. There are many misleading interpretations of what he meant to tell us, and much of what he had shared as ideas and what he had shared with his students has been altered to gain supremacy, power, authority, and control. Yeshua, Joshua, Jesus had no intention to get more followers, people who were inferior to him. His intention was to create leaders that are equal to each other, and there was no division, but rather a desire to unite and work together in one direction. A lot of what we know today about him is the idea that he was a teacher, if not to all, then to many. Interestingly enough, even the idea that our beliefs create our reality is mentioned in the Bible, saying, "Your faith makes the difference." And doesn't it also say that when Jesus returned to Nazareth, the people that knew him only as the carpenter's son, and they didn't believe the things that others were saying about him, about the miracles he had done. So he failed in doing any of these miracles in his hometown. Why? It's all about what we believe and what we know that is true for us, what our actions are, and what we wish to do. Now it's getting interesting, and especially interesting if you hear those words for the first time. Jesus said, If those who lead you say to you, 'See, the kingdom is in the sky,' then the birds of the sky will precede you. If they say to you, 'It is in the sea,' then the fish will precede you. Rather, the kingdom is inside of you, and it is outside of you. When you come to know yourselves, then you will become known, and you will realize that it is who you are, the sons of the living Father. But if you will not know yourselves, you dwell in poverty, and it is you who are the poverty." What are we being told here? That there are no inferiors and superiors. That if we dive deep in search of the kingdom, there will be always levels, and there will be always something more than this or something less. For the true kingdom, what he actually meant was true power that is within us, and it has always been there. We keep looking for it on the outside again and again, only to realize that it is within us. Socrates, for example, told us that sometimes to study, to learn, is just to remember. So the old saying is very true, the one that says, "Everything new is a well-forgotten old." Why? Because everything already exists here and now. Everything is already available as information. We're the ones who limit ourselves, who create specific systems of beliefs, and who drone our own paths and face challenges of our own making, create experiments to go through, only to realize that deep down inside, we already know. And here we continue with one of the most powerful messages that is so strongly suppressed and neglected, but it's available for anyone who is willing to seek for it. It starts like this: "He who seeks, let him not cease seeking until he finds. And when he finds, he will be troubled. And when he is troubled, he will be amazed, and he will reign over the all." Again, we are told that there are no levels, there are no inferiors and superiors, and the one who's making mindful choices in the present moment, the one who knows his inner true self as a meaning of existence, as a seeker of knowledge, as an explorer of the reality, he will always find what he sets out to find, and then he will rule over the all. He'll be the king of everything that was created and built by his decisions, of everything he has consciously chosen and already knows and has explored long enough. We just want to insert here that the word religion comes from religare, that means return to yourself. Isn't this about the same religare here, a return to our true nature? Return to the already familiar self, to what we have deeply forgotten, so we can perceive it in a new way. The idea is, be this way, be like me, be this way, I am the example for you, I am the way in all its substance, be like me, I'm not above you, be like me, lead with me, walk with me, I am the way, look at me, I am doing it, I already exist and I live that way. The disciples said to Jesus, "Tell us what our end will be." Jesus said, "Have you then deciphered the beginning, that you ask about the end? For where the beginning is, there shall be the end. Blessed is the man who reaches the beginning. He will know the end and will not taste death." The interpretation here, the present. Everything is here and now. The past and the future are an illusion of reality. There is a past as an experience, as a feeling, as an emotion, as memory, as recollection, as nostalgia, as pain even, but not as an existing experience, as something that is real to ourselves in the moment. His disciples said to him, "Show us the place where you are, since it is necessary for us to seek it." He said to them, "Whoever has ears, let him hear. There is light within a man of light, and he lights up the whole world." It already exists. We don't have to look for it somewhere outside, only to finally understand that it exists within us, and we are the regulators. We're the ones who decide how much light to allow, how much kindness to allow, how pure our hearts shall be at that moment to a given person in a given situation. Notice that there is light within a man of light. Where are we coming from then? Jesus said, "If they say to you, 'Where are you from?' say to them, 'It is from light that we have come, from the place where light of its own accord alone came into existence and stood at rest, and it has been shown forth in the image. If they say to you, Is it you? Say, We are its offspring, and we are the chosen of the living Father. If they ask you, What is the sign of your Father within you? Say to them, It is movement and repulse." The two polarities of everything that exists. On one hand, we have motion, on the other hand, stillness. On one hand, it's all here and now, there's no time. On the other hand, the moment we realize that there is no time and everything is here and now, we need time and space and movement, direction we can follow, and realize that, in general, that leads to stillness. Those two things are not separate. They are completing each other infinitely and go hand in hand, movement and stillness. Where do we come from? From the light that came by itself. We are her sons, the sons of the light, children of the light, and we are chosen by the living Father. Chosen. We emphasize chosen, the choice, from the living Father, from the one who experiences reality and life and chooses in the present moment from each and every single one of us. His disciples said to him, "When will the kingdom come?" Jesus said, "It will not come by waiting for it. It will not be a matter of saying, 'Here it is' or 'There it is.' Rather, the kingdom of the Father is spread out upon the earth, and people do not see it." Again, the same idea that our inner world that we have within ourselves, the wholeness that we have in ourselves, is already available as information, as one global energy field that contains everything and there's nothing beyond it. It's already available to all and every single one of you who chooses the way to perceive that information. Some of us do it and get that information through their dreams. Others do it through meditation. Others achieve it through breathing methods or techniques. Others trust their intuition, which somehow magically tells them which way to go next. The kingdom spread out upon the earth is exactly that global consciousness surrounding us, or to put it in another way, an egregore. The egregore represents exactly that, the consciousness of all of us, the group consciousness, everyone's global consciousness, not just the human element of planet Earth, because everything is consciousness. If you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. If you do not bring forth what is within you, what you do not bring forth will destroy you. Follow your passion, follow your heart, follow what you truly desire. Otherwise, it will destroy you because you will destroy yourself. You follow many other paths, so many other things that will happen to you, other than your true passion and your greatest excitement, that you will kill your passion. You're going to screw up your life. You're going to destroy your opportunity to experience the greatest joy and happiness of being alive and experiencing what is it to be human. So follow your passion, bring forth what's in you, what your soul and your heart say to you. And the last one, Jesus said, "Why do you wash the outside of the cup? Don't you understand that the one who made the inside is also the one who made the outside?" He meant that the outside has made also the inside. He meant that we are on the inside, we are on the outside. We are on the outside What we are on the outside is what we are on the inside. In this way, we can easily know ourselves by the way we act with others, by the decisions we make for them, for the world around us. That's how we're going to treat ourselves. This way, we can learn a lesson and move on in the direction of our choice, of course. We have the freedom to change everything at any moment. If we give ourselves entirely to the physical, we will forget our true nature, our purest form, our spiritual form, the energy form, the one that lies within the material. Because we already know very well, and enough discoveries have been made, that matter is just another form of energy. So the meaning of this also is that if we give ourselves entirely to a life with material gains, if we accumulate riches, material things, in this case cars, properties, clothes, devices, everything that money can buy, and forget and absolutely consciously ignore our spiritual side, then again we will go to this extreme. And the true realization is if we unite these two extremes into one general direction, into one vortex. Unless we realize that what we seek and what completes us will give us the full picture will come only if we unite these two extremes into one general direction, into one common vortex in a global infinity that evolves infinitely. These are one of the secret teachings in these forgotten and ignored writings, and we sincerely hope that those of you who find themselves in these ideas will leave a comment below in the comment section. What do you think about the Gospel of Thomas? How do you feel after watching this video? The interpretations will be not thousands but millions, because each and every single one of us is unique and has the every right to understand any text, any person, any idea in whatever way he finds best. And nobody can tell him how to perceive a specific idea and how he will understand the meaning of life for himself, because each one of us is life itself. Each one of us is also the path itself. Each and every single one of us is all there is. We bow before you and thank you. Keep your minds open, and until we meet again.